Hey everyone, my name is Jake Fine, and today we're going to talk about a song which I think really encapsulates the last decade of folk and indie folk as it stands. The song both offers a classic and modern approach to folk music. It was written, recorded, and released by the Paper Kites, based out of Melbourne, Australia in 2010. The song really propelled their career forward as one of their first official releases, and the name of the song is Bloom. So the first thing we're going to need to do to play this song is put our capo on the 6th fret. It's in standard tuning. We're going to play an A minor 7 chord, which is an A minor without the ring finger. You can just take the ring finger off. And then we get the thumb going on each quarter note. The next thing we're going to do is one of two things. Either we're going to take the thumb and we're going to alternate it between strings on the quarter note and 8th note, or you can do what I do, which is I alternate my thumb and my index finger. And this is mostly because that's how I first learned it when I was young, but it's also because I have some pain in my thumb sometimes. So I try to keep my thumb actually more static when I play. Both are totally viable options. The next thing we're going to do is bring in the ring finger to synchronize with the thumb on the very first beat. Then we can bring in the middle finger on the off beats. Now you might have noticed by now that what we're basically doing is what's called Travis picking, which is a very famous form of finger picking, a very famous finger picking pattern. What the Paper Kites do in this progression, and part of the reason I think it's so effective, is they take the Travis picking pattern and they turn it around in various ways to fit the progression that I think is very fresh, and it feels rolling and wide and open, yet intimate at the same time. What we can do now that we've gotten the finger picking pattern down is walk that A minor up to a C shape, stopping at the B along the way, or in this case, it's going to be an F. It's not quite a C major chord, but actually we lift off our middle finger and we do a C sus2 chord, which has a really nice sound to it. We then take the G chord and we walk down from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret to open to give it some melody and movement. The last step is to add any little hammer-ons and pull-offs and little flares that make the progression feel more subtle. So as you can see, this progression, while being both very familiar, has some fresh moments, like when it walks up and it kind of departs from the Travis picking, and when it brings the melody on the G chord and brings it down to add some movement into the progression. All of these things bring into play both, like I said, a classic approach and a fresh approach. And that's part of the reason I think this song epitomizes this feeling of classic folk, but also the last decade of indie folk in that entire movement. It departs from the kind of Bon Iver impressionistic movement within indie, but is very down to earth, and I think that's part of why I really like it so much. So as always, it's been awesome to be able to share these small guitar parts that I love with all of you. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, subscribe, comment any questions, and I'll see you next time.